What's up? It is Kat Talk on IntellectualRadio.com, and I am Kat, and I'm here with the beautiful Wanda, my co-host.
Oh, why, thank you. Hello.
And today we are going to be talking about no feelings required. Some of the top reasons why people get all up in their feelings when they really don't have to. Yeah. So we're gonna dive right in because I actually got quite a few things to our Facebook followers that may be watching the live stream. Please feel free to check in. Let us know what you think about the topics that we're talking about, or to give us your reasons why you feel like sometimes people are really in their feelings when there are really no feelings required. First thing we're gonna look at is why be in your feelings about someone else's success, aka hating.
Oh, you know why? Because you don't feel good about yourself, or it reminds you of your failures,
Yeah.
or you wish you had those accomplishments, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing that's really funny to me is when someone, because nowadays hating has gone to a different level.
It sure
So,
has.
when someone has a thought process about what someone else is doing, or you tell somebody your idea about what you're doing, and then you do it, and instead of them congratulating you or saying great job, they immediately go to, well, why would you do that? Well, I think that was stupid. Or if it was my thing, I would have did it a different way. And some people like make a whole complete lifestyle out of downing someone else or just hating on them.
It's interesting because it happens all the time. How they would have done it better. Like you said, if I were you, I would have done this. But that's good you doing that, but I
Yeah.
would have done this. And sometimes you even think to yourself, like, oh, well, should I have done that? I
It
mean, they
does.
can make you doubt yourself sometimes.
It does. That's why you have to be very careful with who you share your dreams and aspirations with, because some people, for some reason, they have feelings about why other people are successful, and it's like a why not me, or I deserve that success that they have. Please get out of your feelings. If you're just tuning in to Cat Talk on IntellectualRadio.com, we are talking today about no feelings required. The things that people put all their energy and time and feelings into, and really they don't have to, because sometimes it really don't have nothing to do with you. And I'm Kat, your host, and I'm here with my co-host, the beautiful Wanda. Next thing, why be in your feelings about whose fault it is once you've decided that a relationship is over?
Or the people that say they need closure, like, what do you want? What should they say? It's never going to be good enough. There's no right reason to leave you, I'm sure. I mean,
I
is
mean,
it?
no. I mean, me personally, when I'm done, I'm done. I've had women tell me, yes, I'm done with him, but I need to get that book back because I bought that with my money and it's mine. And then they go overboard with the calling and the coming by and the stalking and the window breaking because it's important. Then you're not done and over.
No.
And they also go to great lengths to go around and let everyone know that it wasn't their fault and to get validation for whatever the wrongdoing that the other person did. I've seen women go as far as to befriend family members in order to get some validation to let them know that it wasn't me. I'm not the one that ended this relationship. This was him. He was wrong, right? Right? He was the one that was wrong and it wasn't me.
He was cheating. He was cheating. He was doing this. He was doing that, and never anything they did, or it was just over. It was time. But it's always they have to let you know what happened, or say, well, he's not gonna have that TV and have other women over there watching my TV. I paid good money for that, and you're like, really, the TV? What are you gonna do with it? But they want it back.
You know, I saw this posting on Instagram of a man at the train in the underground train station, the subway, and he had a king size bed on his back, and the caption said, "She won't be sleeping with no other man on that bed that I bought." And I just think that's absolutely ridiculous. It shows how much you actually do care. You like really in your feelings, because otherwise, why would you go so hard?
I don't care. I'm over it. No, I'm not.
No.
It's not. It's about the principle.
And it's so not about the principle, because the principle is that I don't want to be with you anymore, and so then we're done. And that's not the case if you still linger on and do all that extra stuff. Yeah, that's one of the things I guess I won't get.
What I realize I get in my feelings about when I'm scrolling through Facebook, and now I know myself. I know to either keep scrolling or is when people talk about single mothers having at one point or really like down on them, really like that's the man you. And then I start thinking, well, is he and defending and I'm like, girl, that was like 20 something years ago. Like, why do you get like on edge about it? Because I really do feel like it depends on what they say. If they really go hard, like, well, you chose him, and then I started like feeling like, well, I didn't know he was and I did it. And I'm like, girl, let it go.
But that is one of those things, because if you're going to say you're going to let something go, you have to really let it go.
Right.
And not be in your feelings about it, because there are some things out here that just are. The truth of the matter is that I chose wrong.
A loser.
And at the time, he may not have been that. And gradually, he grew into a big, tall loser. He might have been a small loser that I couldn't tell. He was disguised. And then he came out of his disguise. And now that he grew and I see and my eyes are open, I see differently. The thing is, I got to get over that. So I can't be in my feelings about a bad decision, or I'll never be able to move forward.
That's true. It's my father's fault. The more he hated him, the more I loved him. He made me love him more.
And that happens. That does happen.
It's not his fault, I know.
But at the end of the day, there was something, and it's funny because men do this a lot. They go in on their children's mothers, like they baby mama. They really get it in on them. Like, guess what? I know she looked like an extra size Oompa Loompa now. She might be a dog bald head, but the truth of the matter is, some point in life, for 2 seconds or 10, you liked her.
Right.
You had some feelings, and you gave them all to her. And that's
a baby.
And that's what you got. You got a baby mama that looked like a wolf monster
for the next 18 years.
And get over it. Get
over it. And she's a little crazy, and maybe you overlooked it.
Yeah.
Why do you act like all of a sudden she got crazy? She was crazy probably when you met her, and you overlooked it.
People disguise themselves.
That's
true. They listen, especially women. They listen to hear what it is that you like, and then they become it. And then it's only so long you can wear a disguise before it wears off. And then you turn into the person that you truly and really are. And so once you get that, don't be mad. Get over it. Keep it moving. Do something else with yourself. You can't stay on that forever. If you're just tuning in, this is Cat Talk with myself, Kat, and the beautiful Wanda on IntellectualRadio.com. And we are talking about no feelings required. Some of the top reasons why people get all in their feelings, and it's really no feelings required. If you're checking in live on Facebook, you can please drop us a message and let us know what you think about something that we might be saying, or just tell us what you think that people get all up in their feelings about that's really not required.
Or what are you getting your feelings about? I want to hear it.
Because a lot of people got a lot of feelings nowadays. It's a little bit overwhelming at times. Here's a big one, Wanda, you kind of just touched on in a social media. Why be in your feelings about celebrity and sports gossip? I mean, that's somebody else's life. It's not yours.
Like fired up, angry. He dresses that way because you don't know what happened to him on the floor, what do they call that where they play football on the court?
Football is a field. Basketball is a court. Okay,
you don't know the history. You like calm down and write a dissertation on it.
I don't fully understand that, but I do understand why that happens. So I found this quote from Lil Wayne, and
we're quoting Lil Wayne.
We're quoting Lil Wayne. We gotta quote Lil Wayne, because if we don't quote Lil Wayne, people don't. It's not valid
unless Lil Wayne
said it. So it's valid. So the quote says, and it's actually very insightful. It says, if you need a rapper to tell you how to live your life, then maybe you ain't got no life. And realistically, that's true. Because if I am so involved and giving so much energy to a celebrity or sports person, even a politician, their life and what they're doing, then I must not be living a full life of my own. There's no way that I'm going to give so much stock and attention to Beyonce Lemonade. I mean, that's their girl's
No, don't talk about Lemonade. They will cut you.
I mean,
Lemonade lovers. She does not mean to go in on Beyonce.
Sorry, I'm not sorry.
About Beyonce.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
Come on, you know that.
I don't get into their business life. I love both of them as artists. Actually, I love Jay-Z more than I love Beyonce. I love Beyonce, but I love Jay-Z more. And I think if their relationship is real and it's solid and their marriage is doing their thing and they are making money, hey, do your thing. But I'm not about to sit here and argue with you, Wanda, okay? Before you try to get
I'm about to get on.
Before you try to get into it, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you about if Jay-Z cheated and he got it on with the Becky with the good hair. I'm just not.
No, we're not gonna argue over Rachel Roy. See, you don't know because Rachel Roy was seeing him behind, and that's why they fought in the elevator in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, they act like they're friends,
Yeah.
and they have these like personal conversations with Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Like they fill them in, girl. You won't even know what happened. Jay-Z was, and you like, do you know them? Have you met them?
I don't fully get that because my thing is if they have decided to put their life on blast to get your money, then you just got. And if you take your time to go like overboard, I'm talking about beauty shop, barbershop talk, going crazy and stating things that they have read or heard about celebrities and sports and entertainers, period, for fact.
For fact, no, you don't know because last week, you like, are you serious? Are you really about to like get angry like this was your cousin?
Yeah, I want to tell you to FaceTime them because I want to hear it from them. Oh, you don't have their number. Oh, that's because you don't know them. So why are you all in your feelings? That's one of those things I never been into and I don't fully get. Yeah,
that one is a huge one because people or Prince that they defend the story over why we don't care, but I mean to really go into whether he took pills before and after the cause of his death, let the man rest
his purple soul.
Rest his purple soul.
If I have not heard 1,000,001 conspiracy theories, I'm a fan of his music. I'm not a fan or a judger or overseer of his life. Right. His life has ended. His career was beautiful. His music still lives on. I love it. If you want to argue me about a song, if you even want to tell me that you like it and I don't, whatever the case, I'm not about to sit up and match conspiracy theories about his death, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan's father. I mean, none of those
They're
people.
all connected, though.
I don't know them, and I didn't go to any of their funerals, so I'm not going to be able to verify that. I'm not going to be able to confirm or deny what happened to any of them.
That Warren Buffett had anything to do with all of them being dead? That's what I read yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't want to say I don't care. So if you are just tuning in, this is Cat Talk on IntellectualRadio.com. I am Kat, and I'm here with the beautiful Wanda.
I love how you say that. I'm just going to need you to walk around with me everywhere I go and say, the beautiful Wanda, because at home, nobody calls me that. They're like, what's that? You just come with me every day. We're going to say that every day. No? Okay.
No.
Okay. I'm getting my feelings.
I'll text it to you, though. I'll text it to you every other day. I got you. So the next thing we're going to talk about is why be in your feelings about being right all the time? Mm-hmm. If you know everything, then you can never learn anything.
That's hard for people because they like to seem or come off as being or show their intelligence. Yeah. Or for me, I even realized I like to have the last word, and I'm working on it. I mean, somebody says I have to be the one that says something back. And now I've told myself, don't do it. Don't respond.
Sometimes it depends on who you're talking to, and it's not worth it. But all the time, it's okay to say you believe what you believe, and then I believe what I believe.
And let it go like that.
And let it go and let it be okay. It's okay to not agree. It's okay to agree to disagree. But some people, they go crazy.
Because you don't see it. I make you like to almost say you're stupid if you don't believe this. I mean, I can't believe you just want to be that dumb and not believe this. How come you can't just believe what you want to? Why do you have to try to convince me?
Yeah, they want to know everything, or just always have an opinion about everything all the time, and then go overboard trying to make you see what they say and tell you, I don't see why you don't understand what I'm saying. I just don't agree.
And can't not leave it like that because it's like unfathomable that you will not even try to see it. You're like, but we're not going to agree. I don't care how many other ways you say it in a different language. It's not going to happen.
I'm going to piggyback off that one and go into why be in your feelings because someone has a difference of opinion. So it's okay to agree to disagree, but I don't like Rihanna. I don't like her. I don't agree with Tanya Wright, who is an article I read. She is Lil Wayne's baby mama. You know, we got to keep
Thank
Lil
you,
Wayne
because
relevant.
I don't know
And she is his baby's mama, but she is remarried to a football player, and she gives him a hall pass, cheating pass, once a year.
with Rihanna.
No, not with Rihanna, with whomever he wants. But I don't agree with that. And I've had discussions with people that feel like that's okay and it keeps the relationship strong and at least she knows. And that's your opinion. But my opinion, I don't agree with that. And so there are several people that I don't like. I just don't like them. I like some of Alicia Keys' music, but I'm not a fan. Unless you gave me tickets, I wouldn't go to her concert. But I have had people go crazy. I just had a Facebook forum go crazy on me because I don't like Rihanna. I don't like how she treats her fans. And they just couldn't understand that.
So, and they speak as if they know Rihanna. Like, the reason behind that is because you're like, how do you even know that?
They start spouting facts. They start sending me links to websites because you know everything on the
and how do you know the
internet.
Facts, actually?
Everything on the internet is always true all the time. So they started telling me about how Rihanna gives to people, and she did do that, but there's a reason. She wouldn't have cursed her fan out if there was no reason.
Did you hear what she said to her?
Yeah, and they're like, right, and they're like, she has the right to be who she is, and rock stars have always been like that, and all of that stuff may be true to you. I don't like her.
And nothing you're going to say will make me like her, even if she has a valid reason and she grew up in poverty, and I'm still just not going to like her.
There's no excuses for her behavior to me, and just because that's why you like her, then that's great. But I don't understand, like, why people went so hard. I mean, to the point where they were like, well, something must be wrong with you if you don't like her. Oh, well, it's not. But since you're going so hard to defend a person that you don't know, maybe something's wrong with you.
What the producer said, he hates when people catch their feelings about sport.
Yeah. That is a big one. You know why? Because you're not getting a quarter from it. I mean, if you're gambling off of it, then I understand. But I've seen people. I used to work in a barbershop, and the you're not supposed to talk. They tell you in school, do not talk about
in barber school. They tell you
do not talk about politics, religion, and sports.
Yes, in the barbershop.
You will have a fight in the shop in the middle. You won't get the cut finished if you talk about those things. So especially sports is really got to be pushed up to number one, because men go crazy about their sports teams. That's one of the things that people have to go to anger management classes for, really, because they go bonkers about their sports team and individuals in sports. Oh, if I start talking about LeBron
I said
James,
I didn't like LeBron last night.
I don't like
and they
him
gave
either.
me, oh, well, why? I was like, well, I don't really know anything about him. I know not. I just don't like him. I don't like his personality. Well, if you know his and gave me all his statistics, and I was like, that still doesn't change. I just don't like him.
It doesn't change. And guess what? It's okay for you to not like him.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's my tire slash.
Right. I appreciate that he is a great basketball player. He's a great basketball player. Off the court, some of the things that I've seen, that I've looked at, that he presented to himself on the media, I don't like. If I say that in any shop, probably anywhere across America,
you won't have customers anymore.
I would be appalled. I really would. And that's just the way it is.
Now, would you commit suicide? They say, like, people have committed suicide over the Cubs. Now, would you commit suicide because your team lost?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. My thing is, you have had to bet the whole house on a sports team and your children, your family's lives on a sports team in order to commit suicide over their loss. I don't get that. I just recently watched a movie, and the movie is called Fever Pitch. And in the movie, yeah, I think it has Drew Barrymore, and I can't think of the guy's name. But in the movie, he is obsessed with the Red Sox.
Okay.
Much more than anything in life. He can't do anything with her. He can't participate in the relationship. She made a comment to him. I thought that eventually you would transfer the love you have for the Red Sox over to me. He said, so do I spend the rest of my life saying, hey, grandma, don't die, because the Red Sox are on. And he has to, go watch the game, them play against the Yankees. So it was just really, really interesting that people go absolutely overboard and bonkers when it comes to their
whatever they believe in. Well, sports is the worst because men and women actually will get mad over and they want you to have facts like whether you know the statistics and all he's done. And I guess the same with, like you said, Rihanna. And I was like, I just don't care. I heard him talk. I've heard interviews and I was like, be quiet. And I just don't like him. Yeah. So I think besides what I've noticed lately is people actually getting in their feelings and going back and forth, and they are actually saying the same thing different ways and arguing about it. I'm like, please stop arguing with each other and listen to each other, because if you really listen, you guys are saying the same thing. You're just saying it from this point of view. If whether it's this person and then you're choosing to pick this person's side to explain the point of view, but you're both saying the same things.
We definitely are guilty as people of not agreeing to disagree. We have to make somebody
or listening
or even listening, because off top, definitely absolutely not listening. If you're just checking in, this is Cat Talk on IntellectualRadio.com. I'm Cat and my co-host Wanda.
Oh, she did it again.
And we are talking about why be in your feelings.
Okay.
There are so many things going on that people are in their feelings about when there are no feelings required. I have something from Facebook.
Jasmine Lloyd says, people don't know how to give their opinions about things without being argued. Honestly, some people look to argue with others over their personal opinions, especially about the celebrity gossip and the value they put on the celebrities' lives. Right. So it's always going to be arguments if they feel that strongly over something, or they want to argue. They're not, like we said, not listening. So, or it's interesting.
Yeah, it really is. It's interesting that everybody wants to be right. They want to prove their point. So the emotion comes in someone validating your point. If I feel strongly about something, I don't need you to tell me that I'm right. Or I don't need you to tell me it's okay for me to think and feel how I feel. I'm fine with feeling how I feel. If 10 people never jump on my bandwagon and agree with me, I am totally going to live my life just fine, thinking that Rihanna is being mean to her fans and I don't care for her.
What I try to do sometimes, if there are things I may feel strongly about, but then read someone's opinion and go, oh, well, that does make me think a little bit differently about that and see it maybe from a different point of view. But there are some things I just know to be true. Right. And you're not going to change my opinion on LeBron James. And don't send us evil. Don't tell us about him.
I welcome
leaving.
It. Bring it on.
I take that back. Kat loves it. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
So let's get into a different one. Why be in your feelings about what you think you're entitled to as a person that is less fortunate? I have heard more people that need things that are really in their feelings about what they receive that's free. I have seen people
Give me an example.
Okay. I've seen people go off in free lines of free stuff. It's free.
It's so long. Oh, I can't believe this.
Food pantry lines. My family, they give away food. And I've worked in other capacities as I've worked at shelters, things like that. I've had a person at the shelter I volunteered at say that the accommodations, they were not good enough. And they wanted to change the TV channel and they needed to have 2 cots put together because they needed more space. I mean, how do you get in your feelings to feel that entitled about something that you need? You need this help. That's like when I was in high school, we had a homeless guy that used to stand out on the street and he would say, feed me, I'm hungry and I'm homeless. $5 high school kids, 10 college kids.
He had how much he's looking for? That's ridiculous.
He actually had a price that he wanted. And at the end of the day, what was even funnier is we would go to the restaurants after school because on our lunch break, we would see him. And after school, we would go into the restaurants. This man would be buying and eating more food than us.
He's even better than you are.
He was. We saw this man sit down at Wendy's and pull out all his change. He had a full bacon burger, a Frosty, a supersized drink, fries. And me and my friend was splitting the 99-cent cheeseburger.
How about the ones where they say they're in need and you bring them groceries instead of giving them cash, and they lose their
get
minds.
mad.
Like, what am I gonna do with this? You're like, I thought you said you were hungry.
There are homeless people that are getting mad. They're asking for money, and let's be honest, they're probably not using the money for food, and they'll tell you that they're hungry. And when you give them food, I'm not eating. I don't want that. I just want $2.50. Well, excuse me.
Right.
Like, how do you get into your feelings and get entitled when you are the one that is in need? I don't get that. I mean, they even have security in the Department of Human Service offices, the Social Security offices, all these agencies where they give they give money for people, whether it be a disability, whether it be a retirement, whether it be you just need public assistance or you need food assistance, whatever it is, to have security in these agencies because people are going off on these people. Where's my stamps? No, you're going to give me my check now. Ma'am, we don't work that way. You're going to have to, they put it in a card or they put it in the mail and it filters this way. No, I want my money now. I've been waiting 2 weeks. You didn't work for that. How do you go off on a person for something that's free?
We are a society now of immediate gratification. We want things instantly. We don't want to wait for anything. Don't feel we should wait for anything, and especially if it's coming from the government. I want my stuff right now. And it's an epidemic of now. We want things now, fast, in a hurry. Or if people need help, we've noticed, my friend has a wellness center and people need help. We're like, why don't people come? Like, they say they need help, but they won't come. You're like,
how do they come to their house? They want you to knock on their door and they want you to force it upon them for free. That's why. That's what they want you to do. That's pretty much it. If you're just checking in, this is Cat Talk with myself, Kat, and the beautiful Wanda on IntellectualRadio.com, and we are talking about no feelings required. Some of the things that go on today that people get really in their feelings about, and there are really no feelings required. Here's another one. Why be in your feelings when you post your whole life on social media when someone judges you and they post something opposing something that you've done? Why are you mad? You just shared that with the world.
Oh my goodness. And I'm going to say I have been guilty of this even myself, and I have to calm myself down. I put something, because sometimes I'll put things out there and really don't want feedback. And then I start getting feedback, and then I'm getting in my feelings like, what are you talking about? Or they misinterpret, I feel they misinterpreted what I thought I meant or what their response, or I just didn't even really want the responses. And I've had to tell myself, you dummy, don't put it on Facebook.
So in this day and age, you can't even tell your sister your business if you think that it might not come back to you, or if you think she might not offer her opinion. Sometimes you have to tell people when you talk to them, hey, I'm just want to vent. I don't need a response. And even then, they still might give you a facial expression or a sound, something that is judgmental, or they might rub you the wrong way.
Right.
Absolutely, Facebook is not the place for venting if you do not want someone to say something back.
Because you just can't control them. Even if you think you said no response is necessary, they'll inbox you. They will go past. I've taken off the comments thinking, I don't want to hear comments about this. Then they went to inbox to tell me, they were like, I'm going to give you my opinion. So
you can't say that, because then you're going to get somebody to say, well, why did you post this? Why did you share this with the world if you didn't want someone to know? There's a feature on Facebook when you post and it says, who can see this? Only me. Do that.
I never thought about that.
If you feel the need to post something and you just got to get it out of you and you want to see it,
put it on the World Wide Web.
You just want to see it and read it. Then you post it, but you put only you, because if you post it and I see it, baby, I'm
probably gonna give you my opinion.
I'm going to give you my opinion. And if you send me stuff, I've had people send me things, inbox me their Dear Cat letters, and I say, can I post this? Sure. Okay. I give the disclaimer. You might not want to respond to some of the responses. There might not be things you want to hear. Read them, though, because it might be something that'll help you. But if you put yourself out there to be exposed to talk, you gonna get it.
The Dear Cat readers go hard. They're going to give you such the honest, you better buckle up and put on your big girl panties and your big boy undies, because they're going to give you your opinion so hard that you're like, you may feel stabbed in the gut.
And so I tell people, don't respond. And I've never really had anybody that got into their feelings. I have had people though that have gotten into their feelings, and they'll send me a rebuttal back on inbox, and they will talk about every single thing that somebody said about. First of all, tell them I'm not this, and I don't do that.
Just so you know.
Yeah, I don't do that. Now I'm good with mediating, but I'm not. If you give it to me, I'm going to give it back to you, and I'm going to give it back to you honest, and I'm going to make sure that people respect you. You know, I've had people just go crazy on a person. It's like, hey, wait a minute, look at it from a different side, looking for different perspective. But if you share it, hey, you shared it. Once you throw it out there, you can't take it back, and you gotta not get in your feelings about it.
That probably is the hardest thing, because it's usually something that they're in their feelings about, period. Anyway, it's a true thing that is hurting them, and they want to reach out for advice. I guess they don't want to talk to their sisters and cousins, and they go to Facebook, but then are not ready when people just are honest, or maybe even probably saying something your cousins and sisters said to you as well that you didn't want to hear and thought you may hear something different. Probably not. They're going to be extremely honest with you. And but people do that a lot, where they put their feelings or something, and then, or even ask, what do you guys think? And then get mad when people don't agree with you. Yeah. Why did you ask if you?
Because they wanted somebody to validate their feelings. I didn't want you to oppose me. I wanted you to agree with me, to tell me that it was okay to go over there and bust these windows. I wasn't thinking you were going to be like, hey, that's not a good idea. If you're just joining us, this is Cat Talk on IntellectualRadio.com. I am Kat, and I'm here with the beautiful Wanda, and we are talking about no feelings required, things that people get into that don't require feelings, but they have a whole lot of them. And so the last thing we're going to talk about, I think, is a really good one, and we've been speaking about this for the past couple of weeks. If you walk and talk like someone or something that is negative, why would you get mad if somebody calls you that? Because if you dress in a certain way, and you look in a certain way, you talk in a certain way, and you doing the things that people like that, are you mad at me because I assume that you're that way? And that's a big problem in our society. It's a big one in our society. You got the slut shaming, where people are mad because, you're calling me that name, and I don't like that, but you look like that.
Oh my goodness. Yesterday you had something similar to this on a post, and what the opposing people feel kind of is they have that right. But I think, yes, you do have that right. You absolutely have the right to dress how you feel, but you have to be prepared that people won't agree with it, and they're going to say it. And that doesn't make them wrong, I don't think.
It doesn't make them wrong. It makes them observant. One thing I don't like is when I get into discussions with people, or even whether it be on Facebook or otherwise, and they say, you're judging. Well, I'm observing. If you walk around with a green body and you paint yourself green from head to toe, and I say, hey, you're a string bean, I'm observing what you look like to me. My past experience dictate to me that
string beans,
long, skinny green things are string beans, and you look like one. So please, when you painted yourself green, make sure you get that tough skin that says, I know I'm green and I look like a string bean. But I'm not going to get mad if somebody says that. I'm going to explain to them what I'm doing. I'm doing this for a cause, or I like the color green, or whatever your reason is. Right. Don't get in your feelings because I called you what I think you look like.
You shouldn't be calling people string beans, though.
If they look like a string bean, I'm going to call them.
They're going to say that. That's being judgmental, because I should be able to wear what I want, and if I like green.
And you can wear whatever you want. I tell kids all the time that I work with, even my own kids, you can say whatever you want out of your mouth. You can. This is a free country where we can speak freely, sort of. This is a sort of free country, but you can open your mouth and say whatever you want, and you can do whatever you want, but you better be ready for those consequences. So they don't say that in the fine print at the bottom that people don't read. They need their glasses to read. Says, sure, you're free to do and say whatever you want. But the fine print says you better be ready to deal with the consequences that come with it. So if you're walking around in a see-through cat suit and all your body parts are showing, and you come to church, family function, school, outing, whatever, I'm going to say, wow, she looks like she's a streetwalker or selling something, or, you know, I'm going to say whatever it is that you look like.
I should be able to dress the way I want to
And you
dress
can. And I
without
should be able to say
anybody
whatever I
calling me
want.
outside of my name.
And I should be able to say whatever I want. And trust me, I'm going to. And then if I get an opportunity to, even though it's not right and I think that it's not legal, I'm trying to sneak me a picture. And I'm probably going to put you up on my Facebook page. And I'm going to say, hey, look what she looks like. And it's going to be an observation. And I'm going to get people that are going to be so in their feelings. And they're going to be like, that's not right. You don't know what kind of work she does, or you don't know. There's a time and place for everything. And if I decide I'm going to do something, I'm going to have to suffer the consequences and deal with whatever comes with that.
I have a friend that wore a kilt to a man who wore a kilt looking skirt thing to an event. It got posted on Facebook, and the people that were like, oh, that's so wrong, he should be able to wear. And then the ones who were like, okay, men don't wear skirts, why does he have on a skirt? And other ones listed all the celebrities or the Scottish people who wear kilts. And he's like, okay, well, he's not Scottish and that's not his heritage. And he needs to take the skirt off. And it just went on and on. And then somebody's like, he just did it because he wanted to get attention and thought it was funny. And that unfortunately just went all left.
But if he did, because he did get attention and it probably was funny. And when he put it on, because he went to an event in a society where men don't wear skirts and he has on one, he probably, when he walked out the door, should have said, I know they're going to say something about this, and whatever it is, I'm going to get over it and keep it moving. He wore that, and that was cool with him. And that's what he wanted to wear. And so he did that, and he had the courage to do it. He should have the courage to accept the stuff that people are saying.
I think they don't think about the consequence that someone will actually say something you probably never thought of when you put it on, like, he looks gay. I'm not gay. Okay, but you have on a skirt, and girls usually wear skirts.
But if you're confident in what you're doing, like people that do things that are out of the box do, then you should be okay with that. I have seen people that do all kinds of stuff. I know people that have tattoos on their face. They have piercings all over. They have different color hair. They have shaved hair. I know women that are completely bald. They know that when they walk out somewhere, somebody's going to say something. They just deal with it.
So what is the difference of judging, though? When is it judging? When is what you say about that person
when it's
borderline
judging? Is when I come to this man and I walk up to him and I tell him, you shouldn't have that on.
Yeah.
That is inappropriate in this setting. You cannot wear that.
Yes. Okay.
That I'm judging. Now, if I say, wow, look at that skirt he has on. His legs are hairy. He look kind of out of place. Now, even the kind of out of place part, that's judging, because that's not my place to say. But I can be observant and say, wow, look at that man with that skirt on.
But can he be out of place if all the other men are in suits and you have on a skirt? I mean, you're kind of not out of place that you're in the wrong place, but you are the one totally dressed differently than all the other men.
Absolutely, but I can say what I'm observing.
That's true.
And a lot of times people do that. And a lot of times I put stuff on Facebook that I think is, out of the box. And people flood in with their opinions. Sometimes I agree with two opposing opinions. You got a right opinion and you got a right opinion, and their opinions. I usually don't post by saying, hey, this person looks an absolute ridiculous mess, that, they're crazy, unless it's something, an action or something that they did that's out of the box and it affects or hurts somebody. If you're not doing something that affects or hurts someone else, really anything I say or see about it, it's just my observation. I can point out that this man has on a skirt.
He has on a skirt, and it does look gay-ish. I mean, like some men wear.
I can wonder if he's gay. I can wonder if he's gay. I can wonder out loud if he's gay. I can't go to him and say, you shouldn't be here because you have on a skirt and you're gay. That is judging.
That is judging.
That is wrong.
Okay, I see the difference.
So I want to thank everyone that sat here and did this thing with me and Wanda on Cat Talk on IntellectualRadio.com. I appreciate you. I hope to have you come back and listen with us again next Sunday at 2:00. We'll be here with either a wonderful guest or a great, absolutely wonderful topic. Please hit me up on Facebook at Dear Cat. Give me your feedback. Give me your Dear Cat letters. Hit me on my YouTube channel at Cat Talk. And next week, IntellectualRadio.com. Thank you.
It seems to me that I want you to